things cooled and seems to be. I think, yeah, I think it's working fine. Okay. So we are live. This is the journey of the Ardent Citadel, week 5. We've actually got a month on this trip under our belt. We're beginning week 5 tonight. So huzzah! Um, and we were talking about systems. One reason we went in and started the stream is we were already talking Elite. Yeah, we were talking about systems that you visit that are known, but you have never visited before. You'll actually see planets and landables as unexplored until you map them. There is an exception to that. There are some systems that are just so well known, very populated systems that you don't have to map it. You just show up and you see everything.
Yeah.
So there are plenty of those in the bubble. You'll stumble across them all the time.
All right. Well, I mean, it's the system I'm in, or that I'm currently using as my home at the moment. Is that way. I see all the planets. I see all the information about it and all that. So, um, but still need to go and visit all the stations. There's like what 5, 6 stations in the system, something like that.
Yeah.
I want to. I meant to ask. I'm not sure how the. I'm guessing that even in the same system, the availability of like modules and ships and stuff will vary by station.
It can.
Or it
It
can.
has
Okay.
it has to do with the overall tech level of the system, which is kind of a hidden variable, but you can figure out like agricultural systems whose economy is agriculture tend to be lower tech level than high tech systems,
Right.
which are that is their claim to fame. They're just high tech. The high tech
Right.
systems tend to have more advanced modules, but they're not necessarily every module that you'd expect because industrial systems are the ones that make things. They have shipyards, they have a greater selection of modules. So, you have to search around sometimes to find exactly what you're looking for. And there are tools online to help you with that
Right.
if you want to use it. The various NR and such like that are very
Yeah.
good at finding I need such and such module, and I'm in such and such system. Where's the closest station that has it? But that's what's
Right.
going on in the background. The background simulation keeps track of this.
Hmm.
Where stuff is based on the tech level of what of the system and the industrial level of the system. So
Right.
there's a whole background economy going on. That's vibrant, and it's not off. It's often ignored. You can go about the galaxy much like we're doing now with exploration, and totally ignore what's going on. Back in the bubble. But what's going on
Right.
back in the bubble? There's a rather sophisticated economic simulation that goes on that players can manipulate to their advantage,
Yeah, I've been
and
trying to
do.
do a little bit of that.
Yeah, I bet.
It can definitely be interesting trying to do economic manipulation on a small scale.
Which we did, by the way, to finance the carrier. Remember, we were running all those missions out of the one or two stations, and that had the effect of taking the factions that we were running the missions for and just shooting them through the roof. Oh, hello, Commander Oracle
Right.
is returned. To the detriment of the pirate factions that we were going after. They were in ruins by the time we were done. But that's just goes to show that players have an impact on what's going on.
Right.
In
So
ruins is an understatement. We destroyed them just about. I don't even know how they still had members left.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Every time we'd go out, it's like pick up 20 missions that destroy 40 ships each, and by the
Wow.
time you're done, you do that every day for a couple of months, and that's how many thousands of ships.
Oh
So
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't think the people that do insurance in Elite, are making any money.
But it's been good. This week's been good. Like I said, I've kind of been trying to uh, like career missions and just trying to hit the systems that are within 3 or 4 jumps away from where I'm at, and systems in between, and checking places out. And I've actually managed to find, uh, which is what I'm working on right now. I'm trying to get the money. I want to get me something that I can haul a little bit more cargo with, because I found a sweet deal on cobalt.
Uh-oh.
So I could. There's a station that's within 13 light years of my home station that is selling cobalt for triple digits. Like it's like 700 and something credits per ton.
Right.
My home station is buying cobalt for a little over 6,600 credits per ton.
So, yeah, you can multiply your credits. You just have a big enough cargo hold. The only
Yeah.
thing I'd, well, you know this probably, remind you of is that you're hauling stuff. There are going to be people who want your stuff. So you
Oh
have
yeah,
to,
I've already had to. I've already been tried. They tried to interdict me twice already. So
yeah. So, with the
Victim
joys
of
of trying to get out of
interdiction
the,
multiple
yeah,
times.
yeah,
something to
yeah.
look forward to. So what are you running now? You're in a Cobra 2, weren't you? I thought.
I got a Cobra Mark III that I've upgraded, like the thrusters, the um, some of the major components. I haven't really done a whole lot with optional stuff, and I haven't changed my weapons at the moment yet, because I've mainly been concentrating, like I said here recently, on a little bit of space trucking, just data courier, the little courier jobs you can get between
Right.
systems. And then last night, I actually took a infiltrate a mega ship data link,
There you go.
which was sweet. It worked out really good. I found it, found the data link, scanned it. Everything was cool. I turned around, headed back for the station, and I mean for let's see, it took longer to make the 3 jumps to the system it was in uh, than it did to actually do what I needed to do once I got there.
Wow.
Uh, and then once I found it and got there, and then like I said, I, I'll do those all day if they're going to give me about I think I got a little over 800,000 credits for it.
Nice.
So yeah,
That's actually something I never really got into because that kind of came later in the game. The scanning of the mega ships and stuff. So it
right.
sounds really lucrative.
Yeah, I did not, by the way, do anything illegal. um,
You just
I
flew
didn't
through
want to
the
make anybody
atmosphere, right?
mad.
That's right.
Barely skimmed across it. Just barely touched it. So, but it was interesting because I kept seeing those pop up in the list. I'm like, okay, well, what the heck? So I watched a couple of videos, and somebody's like, well, you do this, you go here, that looks easy enough. Um, One came up that was, you know, fairly, of course, I was seeing credit signs in my eyes, and ooh, 800,000. Uh,
Cha-ching. Wait a
so
minute.
yeah,
There's somebody
that's
flying
probably the
around
biggest.
out there.
Oh,
Is that you, Otis?
Help if I turn my mic on.
we'll need you back.
Hello in there.
Seems to be a
Hang on
common
there.
problem tonight.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, now I see you. You seem to have, oh, yeah, okay. That's your fertilance, right?
Indeed.
Um,
Got that nice purple engine color from them Twitch drops.
yeah, you see that, yes. Very good. Yeah, that is distinctive. Hmm. Okay, well, it is 8 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and land the first jump.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop back into the hangar bay.
Alright,
I
fleet
guess
carrier.
Boot.
I'm,
Contacts request docking. Docking request granted.
I'm guessing that the next ship in line for me would be, since I'm looking for a hauler, I guess would be the Type 6.
Yeah, Type 6 is, yeah, it's a really good hauler. It's not all that tough, but it has some useful techniques to escape if it gets in trouble.
Type 6 is a great ship.
Yeah. It was my first Explorer, actually, because a Type 6, actually, you can achieve an impressive jump range with it. 499.8 light years. CPE C8, checking our destination. Looks correct. Okay, laid in.
Woo!
Alright, let me take a seat again. Yeah, we'll just watch it from here.
Down we go.
I'm enjoying the Cobra though. I've had fun flying around with it.
Oh, there we go. Oh, this camera being crazy. Yeah, the Cobra. I love the Cobra too. Yeah, it's the iconic ship. Oh, this was the. We got poor Marcus looking at the ceiling here. Over here, man. Because I think we had mentioned that the original Elite, that's the ship you started out with, is a Cobra Mark III. So
Right.
good times on the Cobra. And now you and C both have Cobras. So the Cobra, no, the Adder's actually your first multi-seat ship, but the Cobra is a close second. The Cobra is probably the first time things start to get serious in terms of your combat ability and just all around being able to do stuff. Because
Right.
it's the first multi-purpose class that you actually encounter.
Yeah.
I can't really hit the broadside of a star, so
Hey, you don't have to. You're an explorer.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all you have to do is actually miss the star when you're trying to full swoop. So
Typically.
yeah,
The really adventurous type.
Yeah, there are things that happens if you get too close.
Oh, I actually had that slingshot the other day. That was kind of freaky. Shot me plumb past the carrier, had to turn around and come back.
Right. Yeah, which is pretty impressive, but hey.
Yeah.
There's Otis. I'll do this first jump up here so we see the... I wonder if it'll let me do the external camera view during the jump. I doubt it.
Didn't you try that
Well,
one?
when it doesn't let you do it any other way.
Let me try it. Yeah, I have my doubts, but if I just... Maybe just park it here and... it's going to insist on moving. Yeah, that's fine. I don't need the mouse. We'll see what it does when the jump comes. As long as it doesn't, dump up, kick him off the carrier, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
Blackadder. I know that's why T.
That's scary.
There was a bug some time ago that carrier owners would get kicked off their own carriers. So it's a thing. Which space is weird? Well, Otis, so how's your week been in Elite?
most of it was spent in that one system that I was looking through.
Yeah, go ahead and describe it.
It was honestly a lot of the planets weren't really all that fancy. Most of them, ice planets, rocky planets. But in the middle of the system actually was basically a gas giant that had ignited, and it was at that point a brown dwarf. So it was a brown dwarf with rings on it.
Mm-hmm. You seem to have a knack for tracking those down. I mean, I've seen a handful of them, but you've had two in the past month, I think.
And then on top of that, there was also a water world in that system.
Which is always cool.
Always cool. I've been finding those a lot recently. I found like 4 of them in the past week and a half.
Yeah, and I think there's. Thank you, Carl. I think there's actually some rationale to that because the area of space that we're going through, we're surrounded by nebula right now, so it's a star forming region. So instead of older, kind of cast off class M's, the cooler red dwarfs, which rarely host life generating worlds, we're coming across hotter stars, G's, K's, F's. And the main sequence stars, are the ones that are most likely to have water worlds and Earth-likes. So yeah, that I think there's a direct correlation. We're passing through numerous star clusters, and we're near numerous star-forming nebula, and those tend to be where hotter stars live. So, yeah, there's a direct correlation.
Nursery.
Star Nursery, yeah, that's exactly right. In fact, on the, I don't know if you guys catch the Elite stream that the Elite folks do, the community folks. They gave a nod to exploration today, and they had a DBX, and they were poking around, and someone gave them that hint, only look in certain stellar spectral classes for Earthlights, because they'd set the goal they want to find an Earthlight before they run out of time in their stream. And they searched for an hour, and they finally did find an Earthlight. They're rare. You don't find them everywhere. So yeah, they did it. They found an Earthlight, but it took concentrating on those spectral classes to do it. That doesn't mean that that's the only place Earthlights show up, because I've seen an Earthlight around a brown dwarf. So it's worth looking in those other places that nobody else looks for you to find something really unusual, right? So, well, most of the time you're right. You find icebergs and just move on.
Why am I trying to walk around using my HODAS? That's not where I have it sent to.
You're accelerating.
5
You're decelerating.
minutes.
You're accelerating. You're decelerating.
Let's go to that star over there.
But as for T, your plans, I think you're playing the game just right. You set your own pace. Just kind of figure things out as you go. Find things that you like. There are a ton of things to do. Not all of them are equal. Put it that way. But if you find something that you enjoy doing, hey, it's your game. So go for it. The scanning megaships thing, as I say, I think I may have done it once or twice. It's not something I've done a lot of. So would you describe how that works?
Yeah, it's like I said, the one I did was just to scan the data link, infiltrate the data link, basically get the logs for the ship to bring back to the station.
Mm-hmm.
And up to the system it's in, and then you got to find it. Sometimes you're lucky, from what I've if I've seen, you're lucky, and then you look through your list and like, oh look, there it is.
Yeah, big mega ship is right there. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes you got to do a little bit of searching. I kind of got a little lucky. Mine was in the list. I just had to search for it a little bit because the list was rather long. A lot of planets in that system with lots of moons, and it was, yeah. But once I found it, just set a course, super cruised, had my scanner up, got within. Actually, I think I got around 200 kilometers off of it. It scanned the ship, and once it scans the ship, it gives you basically, all right, here's what I found on the ship, and a little list of turrets and things like that. And then you just find your data link, select that as your target, so you can know where it's at on the ship. Then you just go target it, get up some personal with it, and scan it.
Okay.
Grabs the log, and once you'll get notified, mission complete or mission objective obtained, or however it was worded. And as long as you don't cause problems, from what my experience was, you turn around, go in reverse, make the hops back to the station, and turn it in. Although I have seen where I was the one I hit last night was a hauler. They had all the biggest chunk of it was took up by basically containers, like you see on a container ship, just lined up. And it's what I understand. There are ways of being able to take things from them. But they don't like that, so they start shooting at you. And there's also ships that are around that will come in and start shooting at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was perfectly happy to go in and just do what I did.
Okay. Well, I guess that all makes sense. The turrets thing. And I guess this is still the way it works. When you have the capital warships that have been implemented in the game, one's the Federation battle cruiser, the Majestic class interdictor, I think it is, on the Imperial side. They're basically indestructible. So in order to take them out, you had to do something like what you're talking about. You had to target individual emplacements along the surface and interior of the ship. That's mostly turrets and heat sinks. And if you take out enough heat sinks, it forces the ship to jump. That's how you win. That's your victory condition, is you force them to retreat. And you take out the turrets, naturally, is to keep it from shooting at you so much. And it sounds something similar to what you're talking about. You get to you scan the thing, and then you realize where everything is, and then you can target individual stuff.
Right, exactly, and that's also because they've got other missions for that as well. There are some take out the turrets on the mega ship, so missions, and I think there's one other one. I can't remember how it's worded though.
So the hauler, how many turrets you figure it had?
I can't remember. I do know I saw 2. I'm betting there's a heck of a lot more though.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah. The fleet carrier has 10, and the capital warships had more. But they're all like starbase powered level. They hit you, they hurt real bad. So.
Right.
So 2 on the hauler are probably like that, but they're just 2, so maybe it's survivable.
There were 2 around where I had to go to scan.
Oh,
that I
okay.
saw. So
Right. So maybe not
Yeah.
doing the whole ship, yeah.
No. I'm pretty sure there's more on there, and I don't doubt that. Those were the ones I saw, and I don't remember what was in the list of. I know there was. It's looked through there, and of course, like you said, there's power generators and all this other stuff that's listed as the internals and stuff. But I was pretty much just scamming through. It's like, okay, that link, oh, that link, click. You know, I
That's
was
fine.
kind
I'll
of
take
staying
that.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I have, like I said, seen where some people did run missions to take out the turrets. And there's usually a handful on there that they got to take out.
Wow. Well, so far it's letting me do this external camera thing, so we'll see. Get ready for Blackadder.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No. You keep me in the first person view.
See these jumps. When I first saw the first jump you made, the first thing that popped into my mind was Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah.
Oh, I got back just in time for the exciting part.
Oh, you got plopped in your chair. You were off adventuring somewhere on the carrier?
I was off adventuring in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I was preparing myself some mid-flight snack.
It's always fun.
See what we got. Whoa.
Carrier jump successful. Security checks have begun. Attention. Lockdown protocols have been lifted. All services are now available. Thank you.
I think one of the next things I want to try in the game is some of the ground-based stuff.
It's just straight up the roughest. The Odyssey Odyssey gameplay hasn't been as well balanced and tuned as the rest. But it's still a place that you can enjoy yourself. There's plenty to do and to have fun with. Just an enormous amount of settlements to make your friends or piss off as your whim instructs. So,
All right.
well, let's see what. Take a look around the carrier here. We are on cooldown, so
One of the missions or some of the missions that caught my eye that made me think about the ground-based stuff they're called liberate so many bottles of liquor. I'm like, that sounds familiar. I think we did that in a past life many times.
99 bottles of beer in the hold.
Yeah.
So it looks like we have just the 1 star. Just looking around, I don't see any straight line indications of like gas giants nearby.
We'll know in just a second just what we're working with as soon as I get these elevator doors open.
Alright, so that is our first jump. And we'll go ahead and indicate that we're here.
Let's see here. I'll just go ahead and swap over to my DBX so that I'll have it ready. Manage ships. Fairlands. Adder. Crate Mark II. Diamondback. Here we are. Let us take flight and see what we have to deal with. Fast, and then there's Buckyball. Buckyball Racing Club.
Captain Oracle is orbiting here. What are you up to, buddy? What are you up to?
Pinging Discovery Scanner. 14 bodies discovered.
I didn't do it.
Let me just hop into Super Cruise and look around with the old full spectrum scanner. Just to see what we got hanging around in this system here. Probably help if I brought my landing gear in too. What do you mean can I? Oh wait. Hard points deployed.
Hello there. Flag runner is online.
Indeed. All right, we are out. Let's hit it and let's see what we got. Let's see. First off, picking up a couple of gas giants. It's normal. Standard fare for this one. Mostly, actually not mostly, it is just rocky bodies and gas giants.
Alrighty, well come on back and I'll go ahead and lay in the next one.
All right. Pull a U-turn here. Ardent Citadel, Super Cruise Assist because I'm a lazy sap.
Flag runner
Nothing wrong with
is
that.
reminding us he does not like his that black adder. 490.58 light years. Carrier destination. Laid in. Alrighty. Oh, good. Yeah, I guess I am. I did make it to the.
Here we go.
Ah, yeah, the lucky number. Well, we actually will begin our screenshots here. When we get everybody aboard. For the moment, we are. When we reach our first way stop in about a month, we'll need to spend some time mining fuel. That's the one where we're going to park right next to a nebula. So we'll have that nebula as a backdrop, for what we do there, which should be really beautiful. Yeah, nebulas are always wonderful to be around. Yep, I see the Fer-de-Lance has landed. I'm going to go ahead and take a seat. And we'll
I am on my way back down.
Fire through some of the screenshots. Oh yeah, we got quite a few, and thanks to Otis, Tia Neal, Glooby for submitting these. Let me get to a point where I can show them. Come on now. Oh yeah, you're be standing. That's why. Always the little things. All right,
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right. Many screenshots indeed.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I was duly impressed. Good stuff.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
Me.
anybody that goes out there and pokes around, send in screenshots. It's all good. It's all I like looking at them all and talking about what you were doing out there. So what will share? Here we go. We'll start with this one. This is Glooby had found an Earth world, and so this is a shot of the Asp Explorer cookie dust kind of coming over the horizon on that Earth lake. So, and one thing that's notable is you'll notice the anti-collision lights, you know, left red or rather, port and starboard red and green. So I've always liked that that little attention to detail that the elite designers put in there. This is just getting closer and closer to the termination line. All right. Yeah, just more shots of the same world, I believe. Oh yeah, here we go. The three body problem. So this is a gas giant off in the distance on the left, and two of its moons that are co-orbiting each other very close. And well, because of the angles, you can play some, you can have some fun with it, like that. A very careful balancing act.
I bet that would make some funky tides if that planet had water.
That kind of polychromatic, chromatic, is that even the word? Polychromatic. Paint job is in the Azure paint job, and I forget where it came from. It was something that basically everybody got for doing something way back when, but it caught in the right light. It kind of gleams like that. The green, the base is just kind of blue, so it's iridescent.
Carrier jump sequence has been initiated. Attention, carrier jump sequence has been initiated.
So just a little bit of framing there.
I like that.
And then this. This is essentially a total eclipse of I think a Class M by a brown dwarf. And this is approaching from the umbra cast in the shadow of the brown dwarf, and you can see the ring of fire effect that you get when you have total eclipses. And I thought it was kind of cool to watch. And just a shot of the cookie dust getting away from a big blue. That thing was a monster, but it made an interesting shot. Let's see. I believe this one's claim to fame was this was a moon with 8 biological signatures on it. But you can see you can't see it in this shot, but the star is dimly visible upper left, and the gas giant there kind of in the middle. Yeah, there you go. The star and the gas giant with the Milky Way kind of dividing them. Yeah, and this is something it's fairly common, but I've never seen one of these before. These big tubular looking things, and they're huge. You can see, the character standing under one, way down there.
What would it be like if you made charcoal out of them and then used it to filter distilled liquor?
You mean, would you survive or not? That I don't know. That's why we have Vista.
Carrier jump sequence is underway. Lockdown begins in 5 minutes.
So, yeah, that's a shot of
5-minute warning.
SRV and the star up there, and that's Glooby. Oh yeah, I guess this was the Earth-like. I guess the other one was the ammonia one. Anyway, yeah, Earth-like planet. Weather, land masses, water, temperate, human breathable atmosphere. Great place to go fishing. Don't know what you catch.
Big an alien bluegill is.
Yeah, no kidding. I have no idea what. I'll talk about this in a minute. It would be nice someday to be able to land on planets like that, but you understand why not. You know, the technology to do so, it's pretty monstrous. You know, it's sophisticated enough just to get airless or relatively airless bodies that are cratered, and you know, with terrain that's reasonably easy to predict. You know, relatively compared to yeah, large prehistoric fishes. That's right. But when it comes to a world that has life on it and an atmosphere, then you have to account for flight dynamics, you know, air resistance, how your ship handles going through a thick atmosphere, and then you have to account for the wildlife itself. You know, just rendering it would be a game unto itself. So I understand why it hasn't been done, but you know, just one of those dreams. So this was an interesting variant of something we've been encountering from time to time. We got those metallic crystals, but this time in an ice ring around a gas giant. And you can see it's you know, colors that we've encountered before. These are the kind of purple and rustic ones, rust-colored ones. Let me see.
Refrigerated ice crystals.
Yeah, that's right. And you can kind of make out the gas giant in the distance there through the fog, but this kind of gives you an idea, different angles of it. Yeah, that's a better one to make out the gas giant. Interesting phenomena with these is that they seem to carve out a section of the ice ring. Okay, the game is telling me I need to take a seat. So we will do so. Let me turn this off. We'll get back to. We got several more screenshots to look through, so it was a good week for screenshots. I'm turning off this one. I'm gonna go take a seat. Yep, that one works. Okay, how are we doing on the countdown? Just a few minutes. Sit down now. I can almost imagine these chairs having, you know, the auto buckles clank. Look who settled down. Captain Oracle. Hey, bud.
Hello, kitty.
I've been spending a lot of time in my home office lately, and he used to hang out in there, but he's like, no, if he's working, I don't want to be around him because he kind of ignores me. But now that I'm out here with the gaming rig, he's like, okay, yeah, I'm all over it. Yeah, you're a good boy.
Services are offline. Market access is unavailable until the jump is complete.
You're a good boy as long as you're not, you know, destroying the carrier flight systems.
Give him time.
Yeah, he's learning. He's learning.
You say destroy, I say improve. I mean,
Yeah, it is all relative. Now that we're looking at the Milky Way here without a star in our face, you may have noticed already that kind of the aspect of it is changing as we're getting further and further away from the where we were. We're naturally it's gonna seem thinner and more distant. We're moving through different spiral arms, so it's not as though we're leaving the Milky Way by any extent, but it's just that the game is detailed enough that you'll notice those changes over time. They're very subtle. You don't notice it. 500 light years doesn't change what the Milky Way looks like all that much, but 10,000, 20,000, yeah, a lot. And when we finally get to the core, then it's very dramatic. It's almost white. It's very bright.
Flying through a
around you.
cloud.
That's right. As you would imagine, with so many stars so densely packed, and gas everywhere.
All decks are signed off. The crew is set for hyperspace.
Ah, very good. So, see, what was the jump range you ended up with in that Cobra that you picked up?
Somewhere in the neighborhood of 12, I think.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot better than what you had.
Oh yeah. So I'm looking forward to breaking it out here a little bit.
Yeah, I'm hoping to be able to. I mean, sometimes when we're landing in these void areas between the arms, the spacing between the stars gets like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, we won't know until we actually arrive on site what it's like.
Yeah, it's no big thing. It's part of the exploration.
It'll improve, that stuff that we make around the nebula because it's a star forming region. There are stars everywhere.
Oh yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Away we go.
Indeed. Big star right in your face.
Some sort.
Something else too. What is that?
Carrier jump successful. Security checks have begun.
That solar flare on the left there.
Lockdown protocols have been lifted.
Yeah, we're pretty close with this one.
Well, let's go home. Always with the honking.
Always with the honking.
Meet me.
Let me pull up the carrier. Just take a look around at the exterior here. Oh my! Look at that. Oh my God! Look at that. We're actually parked between two stars. And there's this beautiful nebula off in the distance there. This is an amazing spot. Hey, Otis, while you're out there, take some shots if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Really impressive. Looks like there are 2 more stars off in the distance here. That's probably what that is. 2 other stars orbiting each other. As I'd mentioned last week, in the old days, once you did your initial honk, you just had to look around for things like that. All right. Captain Oracle is inhibiting my ability to look around. I like it. I really like it. We've got numerous. I guess that's another. That's a Magellanic Cloud over there. This. I wonder what is that? Are we that close to another nebula at this point? Well, let's look. Actually, not using that. I don't want to use that to accidentally lay in a course of the carrier. Just look at our galaxy map and look around. Yeah, there actually is a galaxy, not a galaxy, but a nebula that's quite close. That one here is the one that I imagine that we're seeing, yeah. Kind of looks like a big ghostly. Yeah. But that guy is, just pick a star in there. That's about 1,000 light years away. And you saw how big it looked. Just looking around the carrier. It took up a fairly large section of sky.
5 bodies detected here. Gonna go poke it with the FSS like I always do.
And that would be the other nebula over yonder. And then a third one that's above us. It's actually going to be above the destination where we park. That'll be the closest one that we end up to tonight. Yeah, this is nice. I like the parking between 2 suns thing. The engines needed a baking.
Suns is all this system is. We're just parked between the biggest one and the next biggest one.
Yeah. I hope they got the orbits right, huh?
Let me look at it in Aura Review. All this system is. We're just between the biggest one and the next biggest one. Oh. Whoa, that is a 1 eccentric orbit.
Mm-hmm. I believe it.
Like these 2 stars right here that we're looking at, their orbital plane is almost perpendicular to that of the galactic plane. Like these 2 stars right here that we're looking at, they're
Nice. All right. Well, come on back, and I'm gonna lay in the next one. This was a nice interlude.
Yes, let's see here. Target Ardent Citadel.
Engine cooldown complete.
Are you sure they're cooled down? We are between 2 suns.
Cooled down enough. Okay. This is. Come on now.
Are you sure they're cooled down? We are between 2 suns.
And then we're gonna go back over here. Ah. Captain Oracle. His head's right there on the mouse. Hard to type. Yeah. Okay, let's try this again. This is where we're at. This is where we're going. Okay, interesting. Why? I wonder why he gave us all of that. I mean, that's the correct one there, but flight DGUE PKM D82. Correct.
And contact.
All right. Course laid in. This will be jump number 3 of 5 coming up. All right, very good. Yeah, I like that. That's occasionally, just by chance, the carrier will find its way to an interesting parking spot. That's what we have here. It's quite enjoyable when that happens. So let's see here. All right, so we were talking screenshots. Right. Okay. So yeah, quite a bit different than being toasted between two suns. We had an ice ring and metallic crystals and apparent gas giant. The gas giant had life, by the way, so that's some justification for there being those crystals. This was the formation that I was talking about before. When the crystals appear in an ice ring, they seem to sap material from the ice ring and essentially form a hole like this that's filled with those crystals. So that's just an interesting property of theirs. Oh yeah, and this is Galooby Palooby, the new paint job for having a screenshot selected for the Stellar Screenshots weekly feature that the elite folks have. They call it Shattered Ice, and this is what it looks like on the ASP Explorer. We'll give several different views. What's interesting about it is, and it's not necessarily easy to tell from these shots, but the ice has some depth to it, as though it's a layer of ice on the ship, and it also seems to glow. It glows faintly. And what I discovered walking underneath it, I didn't get a screenshot of it, but the ice actually extends up into the landing gear well. It covers it as well. So, kind of an interesting thing.
Looks
cool.
kind of like that ship hit the Tesseract a bit too hard.
Yeah.
Papa Smurf!
Papa Smurf! Splat! Or maybe the giant blueberry, right? But yeah, it was much appreciated to get the nod and get this unique paint job. Now I'm going to be thinking about Papa Smurf every time I take a screenshot. Yeah,
I think it's funky though.
Here you can kind of see that glow and the thickness of it.
It's pretty foxy.
It's a little, it's pretty unique, yeah. Okay, here we go. This is these are some screenshots given to us by Tianil and Otis. This is Otis's DBX over in Alien Terrain.
Yep. Took that this morning, actually. That planet was fun to land on. It was a 3.5G planet. Once I landed, I couldn't even disembark. I had to go out in the SRV
Uh-huh.
just because the gravity was so high.
Yeah, you don't want to splat.
No. But it's interesting, though, because the gravity's so high, but it still manages to have terrain like that. And that's all over the planet, too. The whole planet's like that.
Really?
Yeah.
That actually makes a certain amount of sense in that on a in a high G environment, you're going to get sharper peaks like that because the material on the sides of mountains gets pulled down, uh, you know, away from the core, which tends to be harder, more rapidly. So you're going to get sheer peaks like that. Did you ever watch Interstellar? One.
Good.
Then you remember, when they went to that water world that was close to the black hole. What happened there?
Yeah.
Ocean, ocean covered the planet, but it was only a few feet thick. Except the waves were like hundreds of feet high, and so that's what you're seeing here. It's gravity influencing uh, that sort of effect. At least that would be an explanation. It may be something entirely different in terms of game terms, but yeah, yeah, I like this one. Another, dawn over the world shot, and it looks like it might be a water world or an Earthlight.
It
Because
is. It's a water world.
yeah, because it looks bluish and looks like there might be some weather there, faintly visible in the foreground.
That's the water world in question from that one system. In fact, pretty much a lot of the pictures that I have up here that we're going to be seeing are mostly from that system.
That's nice.
Same water world, but further along on the other side, on the sun facing side and facing back.
Okay, gotcha.
This right here is that star that I was talking about.
Again, you seem to have a knack for finding these sorts of structures because I've seen a few, but rings around brown dwarfs are seem to be fairly unusual. Uh, Come on, buddy. I'm having to move Oracle here so his ear is not on the mouse buttons, and he doesn't even seem to notice. He's out of it. And that's a pretty good shot of the lens flare and engine flare, right? All wrapped into one.
Got all that. And if you just look off into the clouds to the right, you can see that star because this is actually taken in the rings of that star.
Yeah, I see that. It's faint, but you can make it out.
Mysterious.
God rays, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Some like photo material.
Well, that's the way to do it. Anything that looks interesting, just take a picture of it. Take 1,000 pictures, you might get 20, 30 that are something that you want to share. But this is what struck me most about your photos from this week. Now that world over there is just really unusual, and we'll get a closer shot of it here in a minute. Yeah, it looks like there's like a big black hole in the middle of the Milky Way there.
Here was taken on the surface of that funkily colored planet.
Did you find anything there of note aside from the interesting colored terrain?
Some just your average geological finds, fumaroles and magma vents, stuff like that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Mostly the only thing this planet has going for it is the interesting terrain and the interesting colors.
Yeah, there that that shot really kind of accentuates the coloration of it, because you gotta wonder what is that? You know, what caused that rather striking divergence between the light and the dark regions.
Any passengers who wish to remain in the system must depart the
And
carrier.
my thought was, you had mentioned what sort of geological formations did you find there? Do you recall? Fumaroles, yeah, but of what? What
Uh,
material?
I honestly can't remember. Let me see if I can't pull it up on the thing real quick, because yeah, I got 5 minutes. I'll just go down to my ship real quick and I'll just ride in the ship for this jump. That way I can look at the system map for it.
Well, here's hoping you don't get left behind. I know we have scared to death of that, so he won't even mention jumps.
Yeah, if I get left behind, it's not like I can't catch back up.
That is
My amazing jump range and all that.
Yeah, you've got pretty good jump range. So there were a couple of more. Um, I'll dig them out here in a minute. That T. O'Neill and Otis provided us this week. But we're about to make our next jump here, so let me see where we're at. Yeah, time to take a seat. Okay, that's Captain Oracle. Hang on there. I gotta check on something. Not you. Okay. Seat again. Hello there.
Services are offline. Market access.
There we are.
Jump is complete.
Map view, which one was it? Let's see. It was you.
Yeah, you actually posted the location in the Discord, so.
See what we got here. It's got iron magma volcanism.
Iron
No
magma.
market information. Let's see. Aha! Composition, no atmosphere, 96% rock. Planet materials. Big surprise. Sulfur, 20%.
Okay, yeah, that explains it then. Yeah, the whole
The top
place
5
was.
for this planet are sulfur, followed by iron, then carbon, nickel, then phosphorus. So that explains the colors.
Yeah. So primarily sulfur on the surface, then where the iron has flowed up and mixed with that, you have the different coloration. So it's a pretty striking look, and I'll bring it back up here after the jump. I'm gonna also try to find those other two screenshots that you and T. Neil submitted earlier in the week. I'm not sure why they didn't get that list.
Since I'm stuck in my ship right now, I'm gonna do the safe thing and just disconnect from the game until the jump's finished.
You guys are really paranoid about that. Well, you've only got like a minute 30.
Yeah, well, it's already locked me into the ship, so.
Yeah, exactly. Uh-oh. Captain Oracle stretched again, so we might have a camera redirect event.
Silly
yeah.
kitty.
No, he's doing it. He's doing it right now. He's yeah. See, you see the camera moving a little bit. That's him just kind of yeah. Well, thank you. That's right. That's right. The cat actually owns the ship. You know, we're just passengers. Here, commanders.
Attention all personnel. The frameshift drive has been engaged.
Okay, he keeps. Hang on, buddy. Oh yeah, he's getting feisty now. All right.
Attention.
Guard the mouse during the jump.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We are on a long voyage of exploration. Right now, our long-term goal is to hit the Perseus arm. We left the bubble about a month ago, and every week we make 2,500 light years worth of jumps to go find another area to explore in for that week. And then we come here and compare notes and what we found, some screenshots, and talk about Elite. And then we move on to the next area, 2,500 light years, 2,500 light years. Right now, after we're done, we'll be 12,500 light years from the bubble. Perseus is about 25,000 light years from the bubble. And from there, we'll spend some time out there looking around and then head back to Colonia and then eventually hit Sagittarius A star. All right, so let's see what we got here. This is our third jump. Not as exciting as being dropped between two suns. I like that. So let's see.
Quite as dramatic.
That spot on the band is still there. It looks weird.
210 reconnect.
And you're back in the other system.
I hope not. That's a lot of jumps. It's like 50 jumps.
So let's look around. Looks like, where is our star? Okay, yeah, star is below us, as per normal here. There's a
F-type
pretty dense
star discovered.
There's a pretty dense star field right here. If you'll look below the carrier, yeah, I see you taking off there. When you get out, look down, yeah, and you'll see that that's a pretty dense field of stars. It's getting close to what you find in the core. It's just that dense. And then the other direction, just normal density there. So it looks like we got that one star. We're not bracketed between two like we were last time, which is easier on the engines, I suppose, but a little bit less exciting. So yeah, you'll tell us what you find out there. I like having this star field effect, though. That's pretty nice.
There's a grand total of 2 bodies in this system. I'm gonna say it's a pair of stars, but it might just be a star and a single planet. I have seen that before.
Yeah, indeed, 2. This is going to be our next jump here.
What do you mean cannot comply? Oh, my hard points are deployed again. I keep forgetting that when you're not in Super Cruise, your hard points will deploy when you hit your Discovery scanner.
I think you too at Hydra. Hydra is somebody who's chatting with us in text chat over here. The benefit of exploration is, well, I'll answer that in a moment. But the primary benefit of exploration is really threefold. One, you can make money doing it, but it's not it's not as lucrative as trading your combat or mission running or the community goals. There are better ways to make money if you want to make money in a hurry. The second is it's it's just interesting. It's a different activity, than than the grind that is that the rest of the game often seems to be. Because you're out there and you're seeing something different almost every time that you go out. Many stars systems will seem similar, but there are always differences between them. The thing about it, exploration and elite is it's really something you have to motivate yourself to do. It's an adventure you have to write for yourself. So everything that you're doing out there, there's no guy with a exclamation mark over their head, or there's no quest giver. It's just something that you have to be interested enough to go out and do. And the third, I find it terribly relaxing, because there's no stress, there's no hurry. You do it when you want to, and you don't do it when you don't. That's why we have these folks on this fleet carrier. We've all got jobs, we've all got families. When we have time, we'll peek out and explore around a little bit and come back to the carrier. And some weeks people don't have time at all, and they just stay in the carrier all week and move on to the next spot. It's like a long fishing trip. As to what ship, we have a variety of ships that people are using. I personally, my favorite is the Anaconda. That's just because I like to fly around with things like fighter bays, and lots of SRVs and some support stuff if I'm in a fleet. A very popular ship is the DBX, the Diamondback Explorer. It's one of the first explorers that you can get access to in the game, and yet it's a hot dog. It has incredible range capacity. It can do everything you need done in an Explorer. You can put an SRV on there. You can put detailed surface scan, fuel scoop, yada yada, and it will go. What's the jump range you got on your DBX, Otis?
Current engineered jump range is, as soon as I get to it, currently 49.7 light years.
Yeah, but at one time you had it up over 70, 80, 90, nearly 100, I thought.
More than that, had it supercharged to 245 light years.
Right, that's when you got a little boost from a neutron star.
Yeah, but sitting normally like it is right now, if I were to take the shield generator off, it would sit close to about 60 light years, 58-ish.
And my Anaconda in its current state is about 75, 80, thereabouts. So again, that's not the maximum for an Anaconda or the DBX. Both of them can go over 100, on heavily engineered ships optimized for exploration. But I don't think jump range is really the goal. If you're into exploration, you use the jump range to get to a place that you're interested in, but then you're just jumping around on economy. You're just moving to the nearest next star to look at it and see what's there, and so on and so forth. I don't necessarily think jump range is a requirement. It's just if you have someplace to begin exploring, that's when you need the jump range to make those big jumps. If you're going to like Beagle Point or Sagittarius A star, center of the galaxy from the bubble, yeah, you want good jump range, or you're going to be spending the rest of your life real time making little jumps all the way out there. But yeah, it's not a requirement. I think a typical explorer that's easy to fit, like an ASP Explorer, probably you can get 45 light years very easily, and that'll do you just fine for most exploration. All right, Otis, I saw that you made it back.
Indeed, this system is actually what I called it out to be. Single star with a single planet.
All right, cool. So
Class 1 gas giant.
Cooldown is done. Let me feed in our next destination. Make sure that's correct. Rua Hypa PUI C25-9. And that'll be jump number 4 for tonight. 4 of 5, 497.69 light years. Of course, lay down. All right. So let me see if I can dig up that that one screenshot of Tia Neal's notice that I really liked what they did with it. You gotta find, dig around for it.
Elevator music. Do 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 do
Yeah.
do 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 do.
Oh gosh. Okay. It was after the crystals. It was after that. Ah, there it is. Yeah, right here. Yeah, let me get this one. Alright, save. Yep, save it in there. And see if I can get to it. Yeah, we did have a bunch of screenshots this week.
It depends on which crate you're using, whether it's the Phantom or the Mark II. The Mark II, in my opinion, is a decent ship for exploration. It's
Yeah,
not the best, but it's a pretty good one.
Ty has a Great Mark II, and well, not the. I'm trying to remember his jump range, but yeah, it's actually no, it's in terms of jump range, it follows shortly behind the DBX and the Anaconda. But I think right now it is the crates are probably among the most popular exploration ships because they're kind of right in that middle niche. It's got enough room for you to do everything you want, and it's affordable enough, So, yeah.
And they can be used as a combat ship, but in my opinion, they don't really make good ones. They can hold a lot of firepower to help out in a fight and stuff like that, but in all the experience that I've had in a crate, in my crate Mark II, was as soon as the shields drop, you need to get out of dodge, otherwise you're going to be Swiss cheese in a minute or two. Not very good hull integrity unless you engineer it.
Yeah, here we go. That was the one. Yeah, this is the last screenshot of the night, but I really did like this one. Sometimes a friend just needs a lift.
That is a nice screenshot. I'm glad I had that idea. That's Commander T. O'Neill's Anaconda with my Diamondback Explorer sitting on top of it. That is a nice.
Oh, hang in there, Captain. Turn that off and.
Anaconda with my Diamondback Explorer sitting on top of it.
Right,
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. Is I have one combat ship and that's it. I don't need another one. I'm happy with my Fer-de-Lance. It gets the job done.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to be wrestling with Captain Oracle here.
It's a lovely ceiling we have there, isn't it?
That's what he wants us to look at while he's eating my hand. All right, bud. All right, hang on. No, don't press the carrier self-destruct, man. That's uncool. All right, there you go.
It's a lovely scene that you have there.
Yeah, run, Otis, run. If you know the, yeah, I see you mentioned miner. I think. Oh, I got you. Oh, come here. Got you. All right. Safely out of the way. Hey, bud. All right. From one camera to the other. He's like, I don't care what camera I'm on. I want to fight. So, whoops. You all right, bud? In terms of mining ships, I always liked the Python as a mining ship, and a large part of that had to do with my patience. You can fit a perfectly good fit for mining in a larger ship like a Type 9, and it does great at it, or a cutter even. Enormous cargo capacity, all of the limpets in the world going out there and gathering stuff. But it still takes a long time to fill that hold, and I don't really have the patience for it. I'll at least with exploration, something is engaging you frequently as you go out there and see something new, system to system. Whereas mining, it's like holding the button down. Okay, try to watch some TV on the side or something. But all that said, with the Python and certain other ships, that problem goes away. It's about the right period of time to fill up that hold, and there are other advantages as well. The key one being is the Python is unique amongst more expensive ships, and that it's compact, it's small, it only takes a medium landing pad, and despite that has a huge cargo capacity. So you get a lot of bang for your buck, and it has plenty of hard points. The hard points that you need to have a mining fit. So yeah, Python was always my favorite mining fit ship.
We can just have Commander T. O'Neill attest to how much he liked the Python.
Right. Yeah, that the Type 9, if you're doing space trucker stuff, is great. You can, as long as you can manage to stay away from people who want your stuff. But yeah, doing the mining thing, yeah, I kind of shudder. I think maybe, and this is something I want to try with this group when we get to the point that we need to mine up some tritium for the carrier, which will be in a while, is to combine the Type 9 that we have for mining on board with other commanders in different ships and just see how they'd work as a group. That might make it to the point that we can fill up holds more quickly if we're cooperatively shaving chunks off of rocks rather than just having you by yourself going out and prospecting. I think that might be a successful strategy. You gotta get a team of 3 or 4 people, all of them prospecting and concentrating on the hits that they find. So that might make it go quicker. And then, frankly, that's going to be what we need to do with the carrier in order to fill up these huge tanks when we finally get around to needing to. But that's not a problem we have to worry about right now.
Any passengers who wish to remain in the system must depart the carrier within the next few minutes.
Or like most of the rest of our crew, go hide behind the stream. And the reason for that is a few weeks ago, T. O'Neill, whose Anaconda you saw briefly a little while ago, was sitting here on the in the auditorium with the rest of us, and he got disconnected. Actually, no, he was sitting in a ship. He got pulled into a ship because he couldn't quite make it up here. But he got disconnected during the jump and ended up being left behind in his ship and had to catch up to the carrier. And that was quite an adventure. Oh, so how? So your experience with group mining? Well, how do you think it goes? How efficient is it compared to solo mining? Is it something that would be worth our while looking into?
Yeah. There we go. Could be fun. Could be interesting.
I'm just trying to think ahead of, how do we wrestle with the fact that we are going to need to spend some time mining up tritium to continue.
Yeah, I mean,
Fishing.
I've currently got my my crate Mark II set up for mining. Can't really hold a lot, but that's why you go in pairs. You get somebody to do the mining and somebody to do the pickup. Unless
Yeah.
you have something with an outrageous cargo hold, then you could do it all at once.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I've got a Type 9. Yeah, I don't know if I showed you, demoed it for you or not. I know I demoed it for T. O'Neill and the way back when, but it does fine. It's just that it takes a long time to do it. Let's see. So we usually have a few people doing the prospecting. Once you find a surface asteroid with mining, everybody. That's right. That's right. Yeah. That's exactly what I was hoping, because everybody is getting the multiplication effect off of the prospector limpet. Yeah. Yeah, that would be perfect. So that's something we can try, down the road here a bit. That's the only that's something I've enjoyed about this journey that we're undertaking is the logistics of it. Getting the carrier, getting it fitted, herding cats, and then getting us underway. And but in the midst of that, given the course, the places that we wanted to go, we realized that we're not going to have enough
Be a
fuel.
good way to get.
Yeah, we're not going to have enough fuel to go all the way to the Perseus Arm and get back to Colonia, to a place that we could refuel. So there's at least one full refuel stop necessary, and that's what we're looking at here. And I do think, the group mining thing is probably the best way to go. We can fill up that Type 9, and it'll take several trips in the Type 9 to fill the cargo holdup of the carrier, because the carrier has a tritium capacity of 1,000 units, and each week we consume about 700, doing our 2,500 light years of jumps. And then it has a cargo capacity of about 10,000 units, and we started at full, and we're down to about half that now, about 5,000 units left. So it's not an immediate danger, and we want to keep a fuel reserve no matter what. But yeah, soon it's coming soon, and just to say to
Dun,
point it
dun,
out to everybody else.
dun.
Yeah, dun dun dun. Well, for now we can just be happy-go-lucky and see the sights and what's out there. Here we go, another jump. I don't know where Captain Oracle ran off to. He's plotting our demise, no doubt.
Attention all personnel. The frameshift drive has been engaged.
That is a hefty boy.
Yeah, but you can see, you know, despite all that cargo space, it would still take multiple loads. And the carrier is even more hefty, right? So, but we'll manage. And I like the idea of what Hydra pointed out here about what's going on there is prospector limpets. Whenever you mine, you ideally want to use prospector limpets to identify asteroids that are worth your time. Let's see what we got here. Whoa, that's a beautiful sight. Just dead ahead. Nice.
Straight into the fray.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Okay. Now, as per usual, hightail it to the hangar and shoot off the pad at Mach whatever.
Yeah, I love having the Milky Way right there off the bow. Oh, that's gorgeous. Take another shot.
It is.
But the limpet mine thing, or rather prospector limpet thing. So what you're trying to do is, oh, thank you, man. So what you're trying to do is find asteroids that are worth your time, and the whole the prospector limpets allow you to do that because you fire one off at an asteroid, and when it hits, latches on, you target the limpet, and it tells you what's in the asteroid. But there's an additional benefit, and this is what Hydra's talking about. When you go to mine one of those guys, it doubles the yield of the asteroid. But it doesn't just double it for you; it doubles it for everybody that comes up to that asteroid. So it's a force multiplier. You one person, you get double the yield. Two people, you get 4 times the yield, and so forth. And you can see, you know, when you're group mining, you know, that adds up quickly. If the more people you have hitting that rock, and if you're all using your collector limpets, you know, to scoop stuff in, it's going to go much quicker. And that's going to be the way to do it for us. You know, we'll figure it out. We have to figure out schedules and, you know, crazy real life stuff, but yeah, that'll be the way to do it. And we had to, of course, also find a place that's worth our time. You know, the tritium hotspots, which are fairly common. It's not hard to find a single hotspot. Doubles and triples, different story. So let me see. Let me look around the carrier here.
I just realized that we're not in the same galactic region as the bubble anymore. We have now moved into Inner Scutum Centauri arm.
That's right. That's right. We have crossed the border.
I was wondering why I was getting all these codex entries.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've stopped at a K-type star before.
There we go. That's we still have a major, you know, like stellar cluster rather. Hold on. All right. I see the one star. I don't see any others.
Yeah, this system just has the 1 star in it, and that's it. So I don't even have to go out into Super Cruise.
We get our last jump for the night lined up. And this will be where we park it for a week. And I'll wait until Otis docks back and is safely aboard. Unless he wants to buzz the tower. I don't know where he's going. Yeah, he buzzed the tower.
Had to get some aerobatics in.
Fair enough. Alright, let me see if we're cooled down. Yep, cooled down complete. We're going to go ahead and set that course. I see you're initiating docking. Very good.
Had to get some aerobatics in.
Alright.
Time for the docking computer's patented nosedive technique.
Okay. 496. Carry destination. Set and locked. Very good. All right. And I guess while I'm in here, let me see if I can show you what I was talking about. All right. Manage markets. So yeah, we got 4,291 tritium in storage, which at the rate of 700 or less every week, that's a week or two or three or four or five. But we also have about 300 after our series of jumps tonight, another 300 in the tank. So call it 4,600. So we've used just over half of the fuel that we had when we started the journey about a month ago. And this will be our 5th series of junks, 5th week. So the logistics are not crushing, but they're real. Yeah, I really do like that that view right there off the bow. I'm hoping that when we make this final stop, that we'll still be in the midst of that star cluster that's off to our starboard now. But that'll help out. That'll help out you, see. You're trying motoring around in that Cobra. That'll help you a lot. Just being able to have something within 10 light years or so. It also means that there's plenty of stars to choose from. Well, C or T, have you tried your hand at any mining? I know C, you've only had a chance to do exploration, but T, you've been kind of getting into all sorts of things.
The mining I was gonna start looking at once I managed to get the Type 6, so that I can use it for both space trucking and maybe even going out and doing some mining with it.
Yeah.
I've protected some miners.
That works.
I've done that numerous times. Great for working on that bounty hunting skill.
That's something else. That's something else I've thought about. Maybe with my Cobra, once I get it kitted out, I'm in Federated Space, and the power play stuff like we've talked about before. Zachary Hudson, the guy that's in control, you pledge to them, and you get what was it? There's bonuses to the bounties.
Yeah, bonuses to bounties, and if you do it, if you manage to earn enough faction credits over a month, to get a certain rank, then that unlocks the ability to purchase faction-only gear. There's one or two items per faction. Some of them are very, very well worth it. Like we were talking mining, for example. I don't recall who it is. It's one of the Empire factions, but you get the mining lance from them, and that is a Class 1 mining laser that has the effect of a Class 2 mining laser with quadruple the range, 2 kilometer range, that also doubles as a beam laser, so it does damage to ships. It's
Wow.
it's great. It's perfect. And then another favorite is the Packhound missile launcher. You'll love it. Yeah, I mean, if you can fit out a ship with these guys, and you remember the Macross missile massacre, you're
Oh
just
yeah.
firing all your missiles at once, and they spiral together and they go off in a pack. It's visually stunning. Just watching a ship with Packhounds just firing away, and they're rapid fire. So normally with a missile launcher, you fire one missile at a time, and you can fire, semi-automatic. But this thing, it fires everything in the launcher, and as fast as you could fire dumb fires. So the volleys go pew, 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 like that. And it's like 6 per launcher, I think. Packhounds are
Huh.
great. And then another
Really
one that's
intimidating.
Right.
very intimidating. I fitted a Fer-de-Lance with Packhounds, which was just nuts. So, I mean, you don't really need to work hard on a Fer-de-Lance to kill things, but yeah. Packhounds just made it even more fun. Of course, you run through ammo like nobody's business, so you're not there for long. And then the prismatic shields is another one that you'll want to look into. Basically, it's double the shield, double the maximum shield in any class with half of the regen. So it's basically just a huge shield that takes forever to build back up. And using a prismatic shield on a cutter, which has I think a size 8, so you get an 8A prismatic, fully engineered. You can touch about 12,000 shields, and that's just So those things are just monstrously tough.
Invisible wall.
Invisible wall. So prismatic shield, that's something else to look at, and there are all sorts of others. That's just some of the highlights, but they're probably the primary goal for doing that, unless you simply enjoy the experience. Neff, yes, it is. Yeah, Hydra saying prismatic plus a shield cell is great. It's very frustrating to whoever's shooting at you, but it is great. uh, you get your shields down to about half, and you fire off the shield cell. Beep, it's right back up. Neff, when he was playing, used to play a lot of power play just because he enjoyed it. The PvP stuff, and so he's going around using hatchbreaker limpets because you get missions to try to influence systems by intercepting the enemy factions, cargo haulers or fighters, and steal their stuff. Right. So it's kind of letters of marque from your chosen power play faction. So you're out there trying to influence things to allow your faction to gain control of the systems, and he enjoyed that mechanic, because it's a very combat heavy sort of thing. Some of them are rather, others are more inclined to trade and do other stuff. That depends on the faction. But Neff enjoyed the power play stuff just to enjoy the power play stuff. But I think most folks will do as many as they want for that 4-week period that you have to be a member of that faction to get to the rank necessary to unlock the unique gear. So that just do some research, when you have some time to see what all that will require. Some of them aren't hard, some of them are. It just depends on what all they need done.
All right.
So
It looks like Hudson's is what you get is a pacifier frag cannon.
yeah, big gun.
Yeah.
Frank
Speak
Cannon's,
softly and carry a big stick.
Any passengers who wish to remain in the system must depart the carrier within the next few minutes.
Carl's saying we're about to leave. Frank Cannons, I don't know if you've had a chance to use one. They're shotguns. They're shotguns in space, right? Very short range, huge spread, and huge damage. In that range, in that arc that's in front of the weapon. The problem is, particularly when you're dealing with things in the bubble, is say you're in a place that has local authorities around, and you fire that thing off and happen to hit one of them, which is
Yeah, you're
very easy
screwed.
to do. Yeah, you're screwed. So they're situational. They're good for PvP, maybe not so good for PvE. And yeah, you're right. Hydra's saying if you achieve that 4 week goal and you get access to stuff, buy extras because you never know when you're going to need them. You know, put them on different ships. Like I actually bought ships just to hold the extras for the power play stuff. You know, that's their entire job. I've got like 4 ships on the carrier that are fully kitted out with mining lances because I don't know where else I might want mining lances. So just the thing. It's easier
Right.
now because you can store modules, a lot of modules. You know, but there used to be a time when you couldn't. You had to store ships. Um, but the pacifier frag cannon helps solve that problem because it focuses the arc of the debris of the flechettes, so that it's a much narrower arc directly in front of the weapon, and that also makes it do more damage in that arc. So that's it makes it more viable for PvE. I think is probably the key thing about the pacifier. It's also
Right.
just a devastating weapon. You know, whap, and you get hit by that thing. You're like, what hit me? As you're waking up in the station.
I figure that's a ways off. I want to get comfortable with everything else first. Um,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not in a hurry. I mean, that's the thing
yeah.
about this is just do what you enjoy and take it at your own pace. If you try to grind or over overburden yourself, you're just going to burn out.
Yeah.
But with any luck, Elite will be around for a while, and it has been for a while. So it'll be here whenever you have the anchor to blow things up, or explore, or mine, or whatever activity floats your boat.
Pre-flight lockdown.
Looks like Captain Oracle settled down. Yeah, he's giving me that cat. I'm not gonna kill you now. You may pet me. Look. Yeah, good boy. We will soon be at our destination. I want to thank everyone in advance for coming along with us for the ride. We do this every week. We just talk about where we've been that week, show some screenshots, chew the fat, talk about Elite. Listen to the sounds of the carrier buttoning up as it makes this one final jump.
Super exciting.
It kind of is. We never really know exactly what we're gonna end up in the middle of. Who knows? There might be like black holes in the next system that we're going to. I didn't check. I could have checked every system on this route, but it's like, okay, I want to find out like everybody else. So, the joy of discovery is the discovery.
All decks are signed off. The crew is set for hyperspace.
And that is Carl, the voice of the ship. What do you think? 1 star? 2 stars? Any bets?
5 stars.
5 stars. Okay, it's like a hotel right here. Here we go.
Absolutely.
Man, well, that's a positive sign right there. I count one.
There's A star.
Yeah.
Not Sag A star, but just
No.
A star.
We're getting there, man. We're getting there. Be big. 1 star.
As
That's
per
right.
usual, running away I go, off into the depths of this spaceborne behemoth.
That's apt. It is certainly a behemoth. Let's take a look around the carrier. And let's
While
see
I
how
run
accurate
away
our
into the night.
prediction was. So it looks like good. We still have that. I think that's probably maybe a gas giant. Yeah, there's lots of stars nearby. It looks like those are. This density here is indicating a stellar cluster. I just see the one. But there may be others in the system, so we'll let you report.
Nope, just 1 star.
Really?
Yep, as soon as I got in my ship, it said system scan complete.
Oh man! So so we lucked out. Akak, who voted 1 star? Flag runner. Okay. All right, flag runner. You win the star poll. I think that's going to be a thing. Well, that's right. You won.
Yeah.
We'll have a star poll here, to predict how many stars will be. No cheating, We actually have the itinerary posted, so you can't actually look ahead. All right, good deal. Good deal. Well, I am proud to say we have arrived at our perch for the next week. Explorers, at your leisure. Feel free. And we will report on our findings next week. Everybody, thanks for joining us. We're just gonna take it easy for the rest of the evening. Yeah, what the sticker says. Yeah. That just popped up out of the blue. And until then, everybody have a great evening and enjoy talking to you. Why is it popping up out of the blue so often? So yeah, we are parked and y'all are good to go. So have a good evening, all. Take care. Signing off.
Later.
07, everybody.
Yeah.